We are back now, just doing a little running around. We're back now with Jason's Burn. Now, Jason every summer has a really strong showing. I think our fillies are going to be awesome this year. We're going to find a spot for our colts. Either the colt division in Ohio is a little softer than the fillies in general, and that happens. That happens from time to time. Or our horses are a little softer in Ohio. Listen, the colt there, Magical Tom. Nice colt, but I didn't put the 2-year-olds on again this week. Ooh, nice colt, top of the heap right now. I'd like to see Columbus do a little more work. What a mission. These horses just need to put a little more work in, but overall, they're a little bit behind the fillies. That's just the way it is. So we're going to start with Jason's Barn. The race horses, 3-year-olds and race horses. I don't have the 2-year-olds on here yet. You guys know who is in Jason's Barn. We've talked about them all this week. We'll continue to talk about them. And if you really need to know what they're doing, skip over to the 2-year-old section where I talk about and grade all of our 2-year-olds this year. Again, as of June 12th, 2022. Amore Diner back walking / jogging right now. We're going to get this guy back jogging hopefully next week. Full time at a longer distance. The vet was just Dr. Latessa is just being very careful. A very serious thing. It will heal up perfectly, but a very serious thing when you put a little line in that tibia. Must have got cast or something, but at the same token, we took that really bad news and turned it into something good where we ended up putting a good, Lauren and Jason put a good 150 pounds on this horse. He looks awesome. Bomb Hugger is back at Jason's Barn right now. Raced in New York the other day. I don't have my schedule on me where she's got to go next, but I know she's going to miss the Empire Stakes. I have zero interest racing her there. So we'll either race her next start. I don't know if we'll race her at Northfield. Maybe. Northfield or Scioto or the Meadows. Wherever they race for the most and makes the most sense. We don't want to waste starts with this filly. Her next start will hopefully be maybe Saratoga. I don't think Batavia. One of those smaller tracks. We're going to try and hide from the big guns is what we're going to try and do with our girl Bomb Hugger. Frosty Trouble's been racing great. A win in 2 seconds, his last third. He's turned out to be a nice horse for us. The problem is when he gets out of that class, as I said the other day, the fares that he's paid into, because we didn't have him at fair time, we need to pay them into the fares, is Southern Ohio. We don't go there for the most part. The Buckeye, I don't know if he's good enough for the Buckeye. He's on the bubble. We'll see. But I mean, surely if we're toying with the idea of racing Slim Jimmy in the Buckeye, which hasn't been determined yet, Slim Jimmy and Frosty Trouble, two very different engines, two very different cars. But Frosty's been racing great. Gemstone Ruby Rose out in the field now. She's on Jason's Barn. Grace got her gluteal pouches flushed. Ran a power pack wormer through her. So if you guys want to know what that is, a very strong wormer. Flushed her gluteal pouches. The vet said there was some mucus coming from there, which usually means they're full. This is the same procedure we had done with Swinging Senorita about a month and a half ago. So we'll see if it helps Grace. We're going to school Grace on Lasix Tuesday and see if that helps. LD's Patrick will race this coming Thursday for, obviously for Tim. I'll be there to drive him. Look at that cat. He's going to start training this week, I believe. This horse had a procedure. Had to have his palate done. We're going on 2 weeks, so he'll start jogging training. We'll get him hopefully back in maybe a week from Monday or Tuesday, I guess. Mohawk, Georgian, I'm not sure yet. Matt's MVP back jogging now. Looks good, very happy with him. 1-2, but he is in Canada. It's worth noting, I suppose. 1-2, Skip a Few has done great things again since we got her really built up and going good. She'll race a week from yesterday, so next Saturday at Northfield Park will be Sweet on Pete, Purple Aura, and 1-2, Skip a Few. Per Lucky is not with Jason yet, but I think will be going to Jason. We're going to race Per Lucky in Scioto Downs next week, I believe, is where he's going to race. Procrastinator, you guys, a little scary. The other day he had the thumps, which I told exactly what there was. I had to clarify what that actually was. Not like AFib, where the cardiac muscles are spasming, but where the diaphragm is spasming, both caused by electrolyte imbalances, both which were likely caused by the introduction of Lasix. Trained him on Monday on it, raced him on Friday. Too much Lasix, a little shipping, a horse that washes out. Add all that up, and it's not that shocking that we arrived at the thumps. We can hopefully mitigate that and move away from that in his next start. Slim Jimmy raced great the other day. My brother Mark drove him in at Northfield Park. He raced great. Stay Close has been racing great. Was sick his last start. Gave him a week off. He's going to race a week from Monday. Stonebridge Simba is racing. He's not in Jason's barn anymore. That was Mark Beckwith's barn. But he's racing a 340 today. Worth noting, I suppose. Let's go down here to Simba. Race. Sweet on Pete. Really struggling with the brakes at the wire, which is obviously indicative of bring your dog to the pet store day. Really indicative of a little bit of soreness at the wire. We're going to try and mitigate that. It's not an easy thing, right? This isn't an easy fix. I know a lot of people messaged me and said, can we just get our floor scoped or x-rayed all over? That doesn't fix the problem. You may x-ray an ankle and say, it looks fine, but it's not. Joint could be bothersome, it could be hurting her, it could be dry. All these things, when we look at how she was diagnosed from Tim's vet, everything was in the back end. Her hind ankles, her back was stiff, one stifle was sore. But I believe those are all secondary to what is on the front end. Are her feet the trigger? Are they still sore? If so, do we have to make some changes to her shoeing? That is the leading suspect in what is going on with this filly right now. We will get to the bottom of it. Twin B Habanero is almost ready to go, but in 2-1, 2 minutes a couple of times. Probably school him this coming week. I know Dominic said he wanted to train one of his baby with him in 2 minutes. So if in fact they go in 2 minutes, fine. I have no interest in 2-4, 2-5. If they're going to go in 2 minutes, great. And then we will probably school him, qualify him, and race him. For my partners that they're saying, where is he, where is he, where is he? You're going to have to relax. Right? He's not going to New York to race in the Sire Stakes if that's what we're worried about. What we are worried about when it comes to this guy is getting him to the track and at 100%. Even racing in the overnights at Mohawk or some of those bigger tracks, he can really put together some money quickly. So, yes, he is almost ready. No, he's not going to be ready next week. He's going to be ready very, very soon, and he'll tell us when that is. So, I suspect you'll see Twin B Habanero into qualify maybe a week from this coming Friday. That's my belief. If they have the qualifiers for age sources, I think they do. Where are we at here? Whispering Song. Now, how does Whispering Song? None of the other babies made it. She was awesome the other day. Finished second. Kurt Sugg went with her. And yes, raced one of his more memorable performances of late. Much better than he's raced at Northfield Park in finishing second in 54 in a diminished class at Scioto Downs. So that is Jason's barn minus the babies except for Whispering Song. I'll be back in a second with Dominic's barn.